Lubbock, Texas, Jones AT&T Stadium, where their tortillas will be flying in celebration and in support of their beloved Texas Tech Red Raiders. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Kansas State Wildcats, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Red Raiders offense will have the first possession of the game. And here's the man they'll try to feed the football to no matter what the coverage looks like, Jesse.
He's their best player on offense, and I like the way this coaching staff moves him around and tries to create good matchups to take advantage of, David.
And that makes it so hard to defend. When a receiver lines up in the same spot every time, I can bring extra coverage. Man, use this guy all over the field as a weapon of mass destruction.
They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Now they'll face 3rd and 4 in their first possession of the game. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabs it in the middle. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch. The Red Raiders come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're going back to the ground. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Using his feet. A confident, tough, efficient run. Gets it up to the 44.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy. Run the ball up the middle. Physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves. Run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the 4th quarter.
Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Comes out throwing on first down. Fires to the middle. Finds a tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
Leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Pocket starts to collapse. Finds his man. It's Poole. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown!
what you love about that opening drive for the offense is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with the score from the 4. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Texas Tech Red Raiders offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. A big challenge for both of these quarterbacks, Jesse, is dealing with a ball-hawking free safety on the other side.
Oh, you're right, Reese. QBs better be good with their eyes. Better not stare down wide receivers in this one, because if you float the ball down the middle of the field, that's getting picked.
And these guys are going to be right in the middle of the field, flying all over the field, and quarterbacks will make sure that they are locked in and not throwing the ball near those guys.
It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen, hasn't gone well. You've heard the outside noise, continuing to get louder and louder, haven't met expectations. And this is the business we live in college sports, when you get paid a lot of money to do a job and you don't perform.
Listen, at the end of the day in college football, it's results-oriented. They've lost football games this year, and so all signs right now pointing to them potentially making that change before next season. If they're going to stay competitive and they're going to field the best team and program possible heading into next year, then it looks as though a change is inevitable here. Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting first position.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
They go to the ground. Keeps the legs moving. And he was just showing off all of the slick moves before the defense finally got him on the ground. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Off the play fake. Buying some time. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. That's the end of the quarter, and Texas Tech is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. K-State sends the punt team onto the field, ready to boot it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Gets his first one of the day away. He might be a little stiff, being we used him twice in that loss a week ago. Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
He'll pull it down and run. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
These guys aren't human either. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make deep passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
The give to the back. And he knocked him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Here comes a third down situation, and the defense has had no answer so far. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Just a really nice play. Not a lot on the return, but that's all right when you hand it to your offense at the 42. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. Quick strike complete. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. On the run, still looking. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it... Oh, they block it! That's a live ball in the defense. He's into the open down the middle. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Red Raiders! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Oregon is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Justin Herbert had a hand in getting this kid to Eugene, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Michigan State. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback now breaking the field. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Kansas State will have to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He gets a block. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Offense getting set for first down. He wants to throw. Dumps it off some flats. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. And the Red Raiders will hustle to the line. On on second down, looking again to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. He's looking to throw it. Quarterback moving. Now he's going to throw back to the middle. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down. They want to run this quarterback. And it's on the ground. How in the world did the offense retain possession? Here they come up to the 23-yard line, not thinking field goal, wanting to convert this third and short. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Personal foul. Defense.
I know defenders hate quarterbacks and love nothing more than hitting them, but you're hitting yourself in the gut when you get a 15-yard penalty. Single back formation, and they give it to him. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They'll keep it on the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to run for it. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. And he takes this from inside the 5. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll leave it with him. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He'll come out throwing on first down. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there today in Lubbock. It's been a fun start to this one, and this offense has really been the story. They've opened up a sizable lead, and unless something drastic changes, things might get even more out of hand. A combination of lethal efficiency and that offensive line has been the key. They've mauled that defense and also just about broken their will. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Jones AT&T Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Red Raiders will kick it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me.
And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes. The number one job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my number one job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
This defense has a 3-possession lead at this point. You're seeing how dominant they are up front. They have done such a good job recruiting D linemen, linebackers, guys that can blitz. They've got speed. They've found guys in the portal. They've recruited guys out of high school, and they are just eating right now.
K-State sends the punt team onto the field, ready to boot it away. Looking for a block. It's Dickey. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Texas Tech ready to send the offense back onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action. It sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Got his man on the right. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Well, I love the body control there by the running back. He had to catch that right on the sideline, make sure he had his feet in bounds, try to pick up some positive yards.
Give to the running back. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Looking for space. It's Dickey. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22. And the Red Raiders are moving quickly down the field. They'll throw it on first down. Can't hold on. He had him right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. This offense has a second down play. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Getting some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long.
Oh, what a call. Forget the kick. He's going to throw it. And that falls incomplete on 4th down, but wait just a second. There is a flag, and this is a big call. I bet it felt good to hit that quarterback late until you got an earful from the coach and cost your defense 15. You want to be bold and daring, but sometimes you got to know when to just take the 3. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll go right back to the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Third and long, and they can get the first down without scoring a touchdown. From the gun, wants to pass. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Touchdown, Red Raider! And the pummeling has started. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 28-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Oregon is currently ahead right now in Autzen Stadium, but they just haven't been able to separate themselves offensively. They're up by 4 over Michigan State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll try the run. On the move at the 30. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call.
Hold it. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. First down here for the offense. Running it to the right. Just enough there to get it to the 25. A pickup of 2.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
At the 40, there he goes. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Looking to move it through the air. Dances away from the heat. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
On the run, fires downfield. That is just a sideline clinic. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Quick completion to the right. And he is showing it all and finding ways to pick up yards. He's down to the 28. Now on 2nd and short. He's looking to throw. They get in the backfield and make the play, and that's how they'll finish off this 3rd period. That's the end of the quarter, and Texas Tech is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. Looking for a man. It's Barnett. Turns it loose. It's caught downfield. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The Wildcats have it with a 1st and 10. They'll try it over the left side. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain.
Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this team.
Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. Using his legs, it's Sticky. Brought down at the 21, but a really big play there to pick up 10. Ball spotted at the 21. It's 1st down. They're getting this guy lathered up. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
And how good does that feel, right? You've got the lead in the 4th quarter. The defense knows you're going to try to run the ball to ice the game, and you rip off an 8-yard run. They know it's coming, and they still can't stop it.
And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
The lone back's got it. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen. Strip the football, do something.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. The give as they work on that clock. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on 3rd down from the 45. Leaves it with the running back. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here.
Now, a 4th down.
They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this 4th down. They'll try to pick up the first. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
You know, you kind of get stuck in no man's land once you get across that 50-yard line where it might be a long field goal, which isn't really, really high percentage. Or do I go for it on 4th down? I like to go for it, personally. I like the aggressiveness. They go for it, and they get the big first down.
They'll run it to the right side. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Hold it, offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. So after the penalty, a little extra ground to cover on first down. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want it.
Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. And here comes the Kansas State offense back onto the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy, great execution, just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in, and this was just total domination.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.